Hi, everyone. It's Johanna with Promo Kitchen. And now I'm with Larry Alford, who's also with Access Promotions, which is where I work when I'm not being a chef. So, welcome, Larry Alford from Massachusetts. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Awesome. And so, Larry works in our Massachusetts office, and I'm going to let him do a quick debrief on his role at Access and a little bit about his work in the industry.
So my role at Access is that 16 and a half years ago or so, I opened up the Boston office for Access. I've been in the industry for about 31 years at this point. And, my role is leading a team. My role is leading an office and motivating at the office, working with clients, working with sales, and then a lot of ad hoc roles that we all wear, different hats within the industry and within our own companies.
For sure. So an interesting perspective, I can't speak, is, well, we are all working from home now. The world is working from home. It's not just an Access thing or a Massachusetts thing or Illinois thing. I know it's very new for me. You seem to do it a little bit more often than I do, but you also manage 3 people. So you have a team
Right.
who helps manage your book of business. And so you're managing 3 people. What's it like right now, sort of keeping your team motivated? I know you're really good about sending access calls to keep everyone motivated and engaged. So tell us some tips you have about keeping your team motivated at this time.
So it's a little challenging. Keeping my team motivated when people are working from home. Let's say a snowstorm. Snowstorm's sort of easy because a snowstorm, comes and goes. So, you're working from home that day. Traffic may be, a little bit messy, and you don't want to spend 2 hours on the road each way. And that's sort of like a blip. This is something new and different. I'm touching base with my team all the time. I had a call with my team the other day, and I told them there are a few things. Unless it's urgent, I don't want anybody sending any emails between 6 o'clock at night and 8:30 in the morning to people on the team, and asking them to do anything or even asking a question. And I think that's important because it's really hard when you're working from home to separate work-life balance. The computer's always here. And if something needs to be announced to the team, I've asked that person to come just to me on it, and I'll decide, can this wait till 8:30 the next morning? I want to respect their time the best we can. I've asked each person to make sure they get outside twice a day, even if it's just walking around your block or sitting on your front stoop and having a cup of coffee or whatever you do during the workday.
Coffee again? Everyone loves the Massachusetts coffee.
Huh?
Can you say coffee again?
Even if it's having a coffee. Did I say it right that time?
I know, I love it.
Okay. I spoke about that, and we also speak about we have to be planning, and right now we're planting seeds for 6 to 8 weeks out, because there are things we can try to present to our clients, and we can present the work from home, but I want to be careful not to be trying to profiteering off of this situation. So if the client doesn't bring it up, I don't want to necessarily take advantage. I want to also respect tightening budgets. But in 6 to 8 weeks, when people are reoccupying their desks, getting to know each other, unfortunately, in some cases, seeing smaller workforces coming back, it's almost like a whole new onboarding situation. How do we start preparing for that?
I agree.
I'm trying really, really hard not to micromanage my team right now, because I know that maybe last week finding 8 to 9 hours of work to do in a day was easy. As these weeks grow on, finding 8 hours of work to do is going to be more challenging. Probably motivation is going to be weaning a little bit, and we're going to be stuck. I don't want to tell people, you can't send somebody to a sample room and clean it up because they're not near the sample closet. So I don't want to create busy work. I want to create work that people want to do, and it's a moving target.
Yeah, and I keep on saying this, like, the world is changing by the hour. So it sounds like you have some really good steps in place. In an hour from now, we could be living some really different news. So it's just really important to make sure you're staying engaged. I love that tip about not emailing after 6 till 8:30 the next day. I know we're pretty good about that. And on my team, we try not to ask people to do things after hours. If I'm emailing you about something, I don't think you mind, or texting or whatever it is. But I did have to text my team this weekend, and I felt terribly. I started with, "I'm so sorry to do this, but a
Right.
client asked us urgently to take something down, and it was time sensitive and on the interweb." So
I've been writing a lot of emails, and if they're not critical, so you probably saw a few emails I hit from Access All, like at 8 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, a bunch of emails came through from me. So I've been schedule sending them. So
Sure.
I'm checking off my to-do list, but my to-do list is for me to check it off. It's not for you to necessarily do right away.
Sure.
So I've been doing that. I've been doing that with vendors and clients also. I actually got an email from a client on Saturday, likely because they're also cooped up and doing work. And my email back to them, because I didn't want them to think I was ignoring them, was, "I'm happy to discuss this now, but if you want to wait till Monday, we can do that too. Whatever you want."
Good.
But we have different rules, for different emails.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned to me that you sometimes work from home. So
Right.
what's a good tip for you for staying productive?
So, especially right now, but if I'm going to be working from home, I treat it like any other day, so I get up at the same time that I would if I was going into the office. I get my same routine done. Whether, for me, it's exercise in the morning. I will say that my alarm clock goes off at 4:30 every morning. And I know that a lot of people are probably sitting there like thinking that I'm nuts, and maybe I should be thinking I'm nuts also about that. But this morning I got up at 4:30. I did my workout. I showered. I think getting dressed and getting in work mode is important. And granted, we live in an atmosphere in a workplace that sometimes it can be a casual workplace. But if I didn't shower and I was still in my sleep shirt and just plugging away at the computer, it's really easy for me to get diverted and start doing household projects in a t-shirt. But in a button-down shirt, I'm not likely to go start a project or doing something else.
I like that. I know I'm trying to do makeup and my earrings and my lipstick because that's a must for me to feel
And
like
you
I can
look
take
fabulous.
care of the day. Thanks. That was waiting for a compliment there. But I am rocking athleisure. I'm definitely not wearing, button downs or nice tops. I'm wearing more fun athleisure. So a step above pajamas, if you will. But great market to be in right now, right? Athleisure,
Right.
all those people are killing it.
So it's interesting because I've been finding it's easier to get in touch with clients on the phone right now because they're also dying to have a voice to speak to rather than electronics.
Yeah.
I also spend a lot of my clients are web-based companies and are in conference call and conference type companies.
Yeah.
So I've been having a lot of video calls with people.
Yeah.
Which is another reason that I need to be ready and be dressed, because if at any time a client says, "Can you jump on a call with me?" I don't want to say, "Give me 15 minutes. I need to go throw a better shirt on."
Yes.
I want to be ready for that call. And that's critical, to just be ready and be in the mindset that you're working.
I think that's a great tip.
My setup at home is almost identical to my setup at work. So I have, I'm almost in the same exact position, except I get to look out into my backyard rather than, out onto the highway. So.
Yeah, I have a home office. I'm very lucky, but my husband is an accountant and he's got 3 monitors going right now. So I gave him my home office. He's up there. We don't really see him all day, just full accounting mode. And I took the bedroom guest basement. So sacrificing for my husband.
Right.
But it's working out just fine. I have my laptop. I have my second laptop just in case. Water bottles a must for me. Chargers a must for me. Some daylight. I'm good.
Right. And I have a full house. I have my daughter home from college. We rushed her out of Barcelona, 11th hour, and my other one home from high school, and my wife's here. But because I have a home office, and they know that when I'm in the home office, they know that I'm working, and they basically ignore me. So I could be in here for 8 hours a day, and it doesn't matter whether I'm here or I'm at my traditional office.
Awesome. Sounds like you got it down pat.
Yeah, we got it
Well,
down to the best we can. The other thing that I've been doing, which I think is super important for us, particularly at Axis, but anybody who's working at a company that has multiple offices, we're really focused on working with our team at Axis. And you know, I know, Joe, your office is just you and your team there. And, that's where I was 13 years ago when it was my office, was just me and my team there.
mhm.
And then as we grew, there's still now, so there are 12 people in my office, me and my team plus other teams. I spend most of my time working and communicating with my team. Other times, I'm catching up and seeing other people and seeing the other teams. And I've made it a point to make sure I'm reaching out to those people to make sure they know, because all of a sudden our workplace has gotten smaller.
Mhm.
And if you, for you, it's the same size because you have your team of 3 who you're always communicating with. So, but my team of 12 people in the office is now really just down to 4 of us communicating on a regular basis. And, I don't want to all of a sudden become working in a silo that I forget all the other good partners that we have out there. So I've been making a point to reach out to other people within the company, within the organization, and some of the vendors just, to say hi, because we're all, sitting here scratching our heads saying, what's the next phone call I can have?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
You have some really good tips. I really appreciate that.
Anytime.
Well, thank you for doing this, and tune into some other series we're doing. We're interviewing a few people for this working from home from
Right.
bit. But thank you for doing it. I know you're busy, quiet but busy.
Quiet but busy, and always time for you though.
Thank you. We will
Okay.
talk to you soon.
Bye.